All right, guys. I've been meaning to talk about this. This is where I think the guy's name is Ahmaud Arbery. He was the young man who was murdered. I ain't gonna say shot. Well, he was shot, but he was murdered, shot and killed by two redneck assailants. I think I might have done another podcast prior to this, and I hadn't released it yet. But either way, it's going to be one release talking about it, and I'm not going to hold back. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know where to begin. I really don't know where to begin. I'm so frustrated. I'm so upset about what happened to that young man. That young man is close to my son's age. And I saw two interviews that this man did, the young man's father, had done on MSNBC with, what's that guy's name? But anyway, he did an interview. And of course, they got the guy who represented Trayvon Martin's family. Why every black family who get involved with something like this, especially a high profile case, why did they get this lawyer? This lawyer has represented more black families that he unsuccessfully did not defend than any other lawyer I've seen in my life. I'm not kidding. Benjamin Crump, that guy. But Arbery, Mr. Arbery, I'm talking about the young man who was killed, was minding his own fucking business. He didn't bother these guys. But of course, the media tried to play up and said, well, he was approached by two guys in a struggle suit. See, if this was a white guy that happened to, and it was two black men, they said the two black men approached this white guy, and the white guy was trying to avoid a fight, and they started a fight with him, and then they shot him. That's what they would have said. But they always tried, it was a benefit of doubt that the white guys didn't invoke trouble into this fight. But they did. That young man had a right to defend himself. All right? He also had the right not to be bothered in the first place because he did nothing wrong. It was the reason why allegedly the reason why the two white guys fuck with his brother because he allegedly he looked suspicious. You mean he looked black? Let's answer the 800 elephant in the room, because he was black. It's the only reason. There is no other reason. Him being black was the only reason you fuck with him in the first place. And that'll just piss me the fuck off. He was jogging while black. He was minding his own business. And because he was jogging around your neighborhood, and I don't know if he lived in it or not, doesn't matter. Just because he was jogging in your area, you automatically call him suspicious. He wasn't in no one's house. He was jogging. Your guys had no business fucking him in the first place, but you fuck with him anyway. And why is it that I just heard today that those guys just got arrested yesterday? They just got arrested this week. They galvanizing around for 3 fucking months. And for all we know, they might have done the same thing or something similar to others. That entire time. Yeah. And it was a report. I think it was on MSNBC. One of them, they said one lawmaker or somebody said that they were that was perfectly legal for what they did. That's bullshit. There was nothing legal about what those two guys did. Not a goddamn thing. If you make a citizen's arrest, you don't shoot somebody. It had to have bothered him in the first place. He did nothing. He did nothing to deserve what happened to him. Not a goddamn thing. And y'all people try to defend wrong on wrong. Two wrong motherfucking stanky ass inbred redneck motherfuckers murder an innocent young man, black man, just because he was black. Ain't that the dumbest thing in the world? This is the problem. White people are always getting away with shit. They always, for 400 years, that's all they've ever done. They've always wanting to control every narrative of everybody who ain't white, particularly African Americans. I'm sick of it. I'm personally sick of this shit. I'm not going to kid you about that. I'm absolutely 100% fed up. And I have every right to be. And every American should be upset with this shit. They should be absolutely 100% upset with this situation. Now, Trump was told about the situation. Of course, he said, troubling, disturbing. That's all the fuck you got to say, motherfucker? Troubling, disturbing. Yeah. He had nothing to say about it. He had absolutely not one damn thing to say about that situation at all. Troubling, disturbing. That's the typical response that you always hear from white people all the goddamn time. Come on. The typical response every fucking time. They don't say it was injustice that occurred in that town. He didn't say he was going to investigate what happened. Never said that for a minute. The only thing he said was there was injustice there. Get the fuck out of the way. Yeah. Injustice. They don't talk about that. They just say troubling, disturbing. That's their way of saying, or trying to put in your mind that they recognize that there's a problem. Now, we all know it's a problem, but you don't go into further discussion about what the fuck you're going to do about it. You know, Trump didn't do that at all. You know why? Because that's his base. It's his very base that's out there doing that shit. They ain't going to do nothing. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a damn. They're not going to do anything. They don't plan on doing anything. They don't have the desire to do anything. They don't even have an inclination of doing anything at all. That's not their intention. Their intention is to sit there and they address the issue after they waited 3 goddamn months to tell you about the situation that happened in the first place. They don't care. They really don't care. Trump's not going to try to get the federal government to bring charges against those guys because, as far as I'm concerned, this was a hate crime. Notice that the hate crime laws are addressed towards specific people, and this is a known fact. And I noticed the hate law crimes are addressed towards people who are target Jewish people. That's a known fact. Okay? But they don't use any hate crime laws. I've never seen one since they've enacted it they use the hate crime law to target people who use violence towards blacks. Even there was a case out here where a young black man was in right out here in Maryland. He went to Bowie State, and I guess he was at the University of Maryland. He got stabbed at the bus stop by a white guy. Okay, but yet that wasn't considered a hate crime. They all know it was a hate crime. They say he had mentioned the hate racial slurs at the young man. And the judge decided, well, we're not going to use that. See, the hate crime comes with federal punishment on top of that, but they won't use it only in certain instances, which I find appalling that they won't use it against people who does it to African Americans. That's bullshit. You know, they call what they want to call out when they want to call out. I was telling somebody earlier about the situation with the murder of Trayvon Martin. They had all the evidence on George Zimmerman, including the audio evidence that warned him not to bother Trayvon Martin, that the police was going to take care of it. But he decided to take the law in his own hands, and even though he did, and he was warned not to do it, he still got off. This is even after he murdered the young man. And they knew it. And they did not allow that evidence to be used. The evidence was considered inadmissible. To this day, I'm like, how the fuck you gonna consider that damn evidence on a 20-some-odd-year-old guy for murdering a 17-year-old young man? A kid. Yeah. They dropped all charges against him, even though he was a minor that he murdered. A minor. They didn't care. All they didn't care about, he was black. They didn't care about it. And it didn't matter about whether he was a thug or not. Because I've heard people say, I had to cuss people out about that. But he was thug, it didn't matter. Didn't matter if he was a thug or not. He was still a kid. It's just like they're saying to white people, we give you impunity. And lies the problem. It's funny when we defend ourselves against white people or anybody else, we're condemned for self-defense. They murder us with our people with impunity for 400 years, and they get off. Yeah. They get off. Ain't that a bitch? But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You know, these are the same people who talk about patriotism and justice for all and righteousness and all this other mess, and they preach to you about you need to praise the Lord and all that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe in the Bible. But here's the thing: a lot of people out here do not practice what the fuck they preach or what the fuck they teach. They just simply don't. That's just a fact. Don't do it, ain't been doing it, never want to do it. We hear this mess all the time. This, that, and the third about, doing to others and this, that, and the third, and you gotta teach your kids right and all that. Mr. Aubrey was 20, I think he was 25, 26, something like that. Okay? Came from a good home. His father said he was a good kid. He said he was a very good kid. Yeah. Said he was a good kid. Said it didn't bother nobody. I mean, he really praised his son. And I believe him. I believe him. I believe believe it came from good stock. You can see it. I say, remind me of my son, man. Came from good stock, man. That's why I said it didn't matter about whether he was a thug or not. They're killing our men, women, and boys and girls with impunity, regardless of what they are. You know, not that it matters if they were a thug or a bum or a drunk or a dopehead. It don't matter to me. You know, you keep on killing our people with unjustly, no matter what they do. It's ridiculous, man. And they don't care. That's the bad part about it. They don't care. It's just like society done forgot. I was telling somebody earlier. It's like society done forgot about how to respect your fellow man. And I'm talking about not just with white people. I mean, but that's always been the case with white people. But the last, I noticed that 40 years or so, we don't respect each other as well. I'm talking about that. You know I'm going to talk about it. You know, which is why a lot of this mess been ramped up over the years, you know, and racism has got worse because they see what we doing to each other in our own communities. But some of y'all want to say, well, no, it ain't about that. No, it is about that. You just got to own it. We have to own the truth on both sides. But a lot of times we won't do it. We just simply refuse. We look at everything with the glass half full. You know, there's two sides to every story. No question about it. We have a bad habit of looking at it half empty. You know. But getting back to this situation, this was a cover-up. The courts was behind it. The sheriff's department was behind it. Yeah, I said it. Why the fuck did it take 3 months for you to even hear about this story? Them white guys that just got charged this week. They had been in jail. They just got charged. Yeah. There was just a protest out there this week. And I found out today that the person who had the camera was the third wheel involved in the murder. They were part of that group with the father and son who was holding the camera and filming. I was talking to a colleague of mine this morning about it. We talked about it for a little bit. He got so upset he had to step out the office for about 30 minutes to come back because it got to him. I know it's getting to me. Yeah. There's just so much injustice that's been done to us. It's not even funny, man. But yet, we're not supposed to talk about it. Y'all hide it. And we're supposed to pretend like it don't exist. See, that's kind of like with Trump. Same thing with Trump's ass. He sit there and do all this back talking, backslide, you know, reneging on stuff all the time. Everything's fake this, fake that, hoax this, hoax that, and then he reneged. You know, like somebody said, maybe he should shut up and let the experts talk. Because he's anything but that. He's a fraud anyway. So, man, I don't know what you're doing, man. Come on, man. He's a fraud. He's a complete fraud. And I told people that Trump is one of the biggest frauds on the planet. Now, I don't have a problem saying that. His record speaks for itself. MSNBC did a story about him about a year ago. I just saw it on YouTube a couple of days ago. He owed billions of dollars that I don't think was ever paid between the early 1980s and 1994. What does that tell you? He's a fraud, been a fraud for a very long time. And he's an arrogant fraud at that. He's just arrogant. He's arrogant as all get out. I have no respect for this guy. I ain't gonna lie. People say, well, you need to respect the office of the president. As long as he's in it, I have no respect for him. I'm being totally honest. I don't. You know, I'm not a person that just go around trying to hate anybody. I just something about this guy I just simply do not like. I don't like the way he treat people. Period. I don't like the way he treat. You know, I don't like the way he treat people in this country. Period. I don't like it at all. Don't like any of it. He has no respect. He don't have no respect for his own people. He really, in some cases, if some people even wake the fuck up, he don't have respect for his own base. His own base. None whatsoever. You know? Yeah. Oh, boy. And tell me I'm lying about that. Because I know I'm not. Woo, it's a long wait. He has no respect for his own base. He don't have no respect for his own base. He don't have respect for his own people. And when I mean say his own people, the very base who he manipulates into thinking whatever he wants them to think. That's a fact. Oh, God. It's traffic, man. It's ridiculous. I'm just at a point now. I know people say you should vote. There aren't any choices. Who are you going to vote for? You know? Biden? How does... And I asked that question before. Why didn't the Republicans come up with a candidate other than Trump, since so many Republicans don't like Trump now? Or have this major disagreements with Trump, or had major fallouts with Trump? Is it because the things that they want to get out of the Republican Party, being a Republican, is beneficial because of Trump? Who knows? I just got my suspicions about all of that. Because he's no good. Oh, man, make the turn already. Before really? You know, it just don't make any sense. None of it makes any sense to me, period. You know, I'm just, like I said again, guys, gals, I'm really, truly, really at a loss of words. You know, I tried to give him benefit of the doubt early back in March, when I thought he might have had changed of heart, when he might have realized the error of his ways, and he hasn't. He don't have two F's to give about anything or about anybody. It's a shame. He had the chance to redeem himself. And I mean really redeem himself. And he didn't do it. He's telling people this past week he was going to dismantle the coronavirus task force. Just get rid of it. Now let's get back to work. I ain't got time for this anymore. Not having a care about people who are sick or who are dying. You're a monster, man. He's a total fucking monster. You have to realize, why would you? I mean, it's one thing to understand, okay, we want to all get back to work. That's understandable. I totally agree. We all want to see people back to work. I don't want to see my country that I've loved all my 55 years, all my life, go down like this. But I also don't want to see a president allow this to happen, to go down without a fight. He just don't care. And it's obvious he don't care because it proves the point. When he wanted to dismantle the coronavirus task force, knowing there's still people out here dying, and he think because he just put out a bunch of respirators, or ordered to have a bunch of respirators put out, that he's done his job. That makes no sense to me. It shouldn't make no sense to anybody else who was listening to me, and anybody who need to be listening. Period. It's just the mind. They always say is a terrible thing to waste. No one should waste their mind thinking that Trump is the greatest thing since sliced bread, because he absolutely is not. He's not even in the vicinity. Nowhere near it. Period. Anybody who thinks that needs their head examined. And I mean that. You can't be serious thinking that this guy is doing such a wonderful job. But then I heard people at a meeting that he had today that was televised doing just that. But I'm sure they're part of his base too. It makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm just like, tell me if I'm wrong saying what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure I'm not. But I've yet to figure out why people think that he's such a righteous dude. He's a buffoon. He's an asshole. He's a monster. You have to be to do what he do. You can't sit there and say that this guy is better than Obama. There's things about Obama I don't like, personally, especially when he went to Flint. That really pissed me off. His own people didn't give a shit about them people in Flint. And really threw shade on him on top of that. I referenced that to Fahrenheit 11/9, a film by Michael Moore. You must watch. Trust me, you must watch it. Best thing Michael Moore's ever put out. The most honest Michael Moore film I've ever seen. And he told the truth. He simply told the truth about it. He exposed Obama for the fraud that he was too. Yeah, I'm saying it. I know some of y'all ain't gonna agree with me about Obama. Obama was a major fraud in a lot of ways. I plan on doing a whole podcast on Obama, a live one, because, and a possible call-in on that, because there's things Obama did I totally didn't agree with, and things that he should have done that he didn't do that but I know people won't say, well, because of the, blah, 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 the House is saying they were Republican, but that's because a lot of black people didn't vote. So don't sit there and blame it on this, that Obama didn't speak out on behalf of African Americans a lot of times anyway when he should have, and he didn't. He had the resources, and he didn't use it, even when he could have. Obama's a fraud too. But I'm gonna get to that on another podcast. Believe me, I am. Got to have it. In the meantime, I'm looking to do a live podcast real soon, and a couple other things. But right now, that's all I got. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.